It's been well over a month since EA and Codemasters announced that F123 was coming. Since then, we have not heard anything official from them at all. As far as they're concerned, they might as well not bothered releasing that tweet and changing their social media profiles to say F123, because there has been nothing. Now, people are wondering, why haven't we heard more about F123? Yes, there has been rumours from last year's games leaks, but obviously things have probably changed since then. Obviously, with the fact that F1 Life was terrible, and the fact that the game is advertised on Xbox One. You can buy it on Xbox One at the time as well. I think you can also buy it on PS4 on certain gaming sites. But basically, I speculated this in the previous episode, why there wasn't a release date in all of this, and that's because of Forza Motorsport 8. These days, the F1 game is catered for casual players. You know, there are those who play career mode and occasionally move online for occasional races. Now, obviously, Forza Motorsport 8 is a bigger game. It has a wider range of tracks and cars for everyone to drive, and therefore the casual viewer is more likely to play that than F123. However, the lack of any news on anything relating to Forza Motorsport 8 does think that, for me personally, I think that that game's going to be coming out in the autumn, around September, when September, October, November time, usual time where Forza games are released. This then is a problem, because obviously you might be thinking, well, if we can presume that Forza's not going to be coming until the autumn, till at least September time, why haven't we heard a release date? Well, the other factor, of course, is F1 Manager 2023. Now, we know this game is coming, but it hasn't been announced yet. As far as we're aware, it's in development, because they've got a contract to develop it up until 2025, I think. That's while we're currently speaking. But obviously, what happened on F122 when F1 Manager got released, it took pretty much the entirety of F122's player base along with it, and obviously F1 and EA Codemasters no longer having a monopoly in terms of officially licensed F1 games. F1 Manager, yes, it is a manager game, but for those looking for a cheaper way to play a game, more likely people are going to splash out on a game that's going to offer more, like Forza Motorsport, or even older games like Forza Horizon, which is still getting expansion packs as well at some point. Meaning, for the casual player who's just looking for a bit of racing, there's a lot of options. Now, obviously, the main reason why you would play F1 is to drive an F1 car. You can't really do that in other games. I don't think Forza Motorsport 8 is going to have any modern day F1 cars, because Forza Motorsport 7 had a Renault car available, but I don't think that it's not on the list currently for any modern day F1 cars to be featured in that game. So this begs the question, should Codemasters reveal the game now? I mean, it could be tomorrow, it could be 2 months away. Now, obviously, F1's 22 was announced on the 21st of April last year, and unlike in previous years, they only had a 2-month launch cycle. They usually announce the game 3 months before launch so they can get all the promotions and stuff over. Obviously, F122, there wasn't much to produce in terms of launch, plus of course there was an extra delay because of FOM's objection to F1 Live supercars not being able to race, resulting in we couldn't race them online, and they were left to rot pretty much for everyone who decided that they were completely pointless, and also the fact that there are other racing games available that make supercars a lot better. So this obviously, issues may potentially causing delay, and this is the problem. Are there issues with F1 23 that are causing a delay to them announcing the release date? This is the question that people are starting to ponder. Because if there's issues, and I mean big issues that are preventing launch, as opposed to a game that works but is also broken like they usually release, then that is some serious problems. Is there also something stopping in the way from a licensing point of thing? We don't know. This is all speculation. The fact that we haven't heard anything though since the 1st of March, when that tweet was released, when all the social media profile photos were changed from F122 to F123, is worrying. It's a worrying sign that things are not going well with F123, and something clearly has gone wrong. Well, whether it's from a game point of view, whether just waiting for another game to be released, whether they can't decide on the release date, they should at least give us something. Especially the fact that F1 Manager 22 did the same thing last year. They announced their game before F122 was announced. However, what they didn't do was the fact that they didn't announce a release date, because obviously they wanted to wait for Codemasters and EA to announce their date. Now they could still have the same release date as they did last year in F1 2019, around late June and the first week of July. However, what's been rumoured is there's been a couple of dates splattered about, but the favourite one is the Belgium Grand Prix weekend in the middle of July, or the end of July, I think it is. That has been the favourite one of what people have said from various Amazon and other gaming websites to say that's the favourite one. Whether it releases about then, I don't know, but it would be a similar release time to when F1 2020 and F1 2021 was released, and it would give them a couple more weeks to solve any other issues as well. That's the expectation. It might be tomorrow, it could be next week, or it could be 2 months down the line that we hear. They could decide that they want to an end of August release date to allow them to fix the issues and make sure they've got a game that everyone's happy with. This is the unknowns. But, if they were going for an end of August release date, why would you change all the social media accounts 5 months early? It doesn't make any sense. Why announce this stuff? Surely there has to be something in the works now. That's becoming soon, because people are already the fact that this video is pure speculation. I don't know what's going on. I don't have any links to EA and Codemasters, so it's a worrying sign, the fact that we haven't heard anything. So let me know what you think's going on with F1 23. Why we haven't heard any game news in the comments below. If you are new around here, please do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.